Well, as long as there are issues, as long as we live, there will always be issues to discuss. So that's why I'm still here. I'm here to discuss something also very, very important. After I talked about former Lagos State Governor, who is now a presidential aspirant. That's the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And of course, you know, he was in Kano State yesterday and of course received by a crowd who were chanting, "You are our president." And of course, I've asked you, who is your own president? Go get your PVCO. It's going to count. It's going to count in the year 2023 because, I mean, make I not talk anything more than that one. My name now Olukunle Abraham. And of course, this one now as touching IPOB. You see, the matter as a be now, it gets as a be. You know, this issue of sit at home and all of that has become worrisome and fearsome, if there's any word like that. The indigenous people of Biafra has again confirmed Tuesday as a day for sit at home in the southeast. Recall that their leader, who is in the caucus of the DSS and answering to a court case with several counts, you know, hanging around his neck. And of course, you remember in the last interview that the president had through Channels Television, he mentioned, he responded to a question by one of the journalists who asked him if he was going to release Kano to, you know, the Igbos. And of course, he said that, look, the young man was abroad, you know, saying all sort of things about the administration, about the government, and now he's in Nigeria. He should face the law, and the law should take its course. And that does not sound like somebody who is going to release, Kano, as like it sounded. You know, some time ago, there were several news. Oh, he's going to release him. Oh, the Onai Eze had gone to see him, and of course, and he has said that there's not going to be any political solution to, you know, his case, and so he has to answer to the law. And so the group said it gave the order following its leader Nnamdi Kanu's court proceeding coming up on January 18th, 19th, and 2022 at the Umuahia High Court. It said the sit at home was for only January 18th, while people are free to go about their normal activities on the 19th and 28th of January. Confirming its stance on the order, the group's media and publicity secretary, Emma Powerful, on Sunday said, following our leaders' upcoming court proceeding on January 18, 19, and 20, we wish to remind Biafrans that there will be only sit at home on January 18 and not 19 and 20. In keeping with our avowed solidarity with our leader, the entire Southeast will be on lockdown only on January 18 for obvious reasons. He said anyone found enforcing sit at home on January 17 is a criminal and must be treated as such, saying that IPOB leadership had already cancelled it and it must be obeyed. The Anambra State Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Mr. C. Don Adinba, told our correspondent on Sunday that the government is not aware of any sit at home and that people should ignore it. Now, this is where I always, you know, have this, not that I have issues, but I have issues, you know, with, you know, coinciding, you know, informations like this. The government is not aware, then the people should go out and risk their lives. Okay, let's assume that the IPOB are doing their own thing. Are there machineries in place to see to it that, you know, your own side of the information is carried out also? Why should people just go outside, carry on their business and, you know, risk their lives? Who pays for the damages? And of course, you know, when a life is lost, I don't think that cannot be paid for. There's no point thinking about it. How do you pay for it? Whatever compensation you give cannot bring back the dead. And so I would always prepared that even if you might not be able to, we are not saying that you should go and dialogue with IPOB, or which of course you are not willing to do, or you are not even going to do anyway. But then there should be, you know, There should be a balance in this information. I don't think the commissioner should not just come out. Being the government, you shouldn't just come out and say that people should go about their business and ignore it. We have seen the damage that these guys have done in the past, and I mean in the recent past. And Anambra said, despite government's assurance to the people of adequate security, they have continued to observe the outlawed sit at home, saying that there is nothing the government can do as it cannot force the people out. And I want to believe that that is also because the security provided is not probably enough. And I think that, personally, to avoid such things is always better. When you say that people should go out and not mind that there are people, there are security, officials outside there. Now, come to think of it, even if you put security officials outside there, and some boys, unknown, whatever, come out and they start shooting sporadically. I mean, pointing guns in human directions, not just shooting up, or pointing gun in human directions. Let me tell you, those bullets land somewhere. And you can imagine somebody in his own house. I've heard of people in their houses, in their house. And bullet goes through the roof or goes through the wall and kills them. And so, I think more should be done. More should be done. If there's going to be a sit at home, then, well, let's see this further. He said, our position and the position of every government in the Southeast is that people have to be law-abiding and comply with the law. And of course, I believe that has to be the law of the government. That has to be the law of the government. The government have provided adequate security needed, and it is now left for them to go out about their normal businesses. But whereby they have refused, the government cannot force them to come out. That is true. You cannot force them to come out, but one of the reasons why they will still not come out is because who pays for the damages? How much has been paid? So far, so good. How much has been paid? So far, so good. So it is important that we look at this, whole situation properly. Yes, I'm not saying that IPOB is not in government. IPOB is not the government. IPOB does not dictate the government or the government of Anambra State. They don't dictate how the state should be governed. But then, when the lives of people are at stake, then more should be done. Even the security officials you put outside there, they need insurance too. They need insurance. He said an Onitsha resident, Mrs. Comfort Enachi, a civil servant, expressed her excitement, saying that the exercise would enable her rest very well and carry out some house chores. Travelers have besieged various motor parks in Anambra in a bid to escape being trapped on those days. The Onitsha River Niger Bridge head was on a total standstill on Sunday as a result of heavy vehicular movement and high volume of passengers moving across that place. Now, before Sunday, transport operators charged between 12,000 naira to 15,000 naira for a trip to Lagos, but on Sunday, they were charging as much as 25,000 naira for a trip to Lagos. Well, what's your opinion on this matter? And of course, these governments, the way I see it, these governments, and I don't think any government is going to bow to IPOB. And that's the proof. No government is going to bow to IPOB. No government. This particular government does not look like one that's going to bow to IPOB. No. And that's why you see that even resident governors of those states in the Southeast are not bowing to it. If at all, it's underground. It's underground. And so, like I would always say, taking the right caution is very, very important. Stop killing. Stop killing people. Stop killing people. You can pass a message without violence. You don't have to use violence to pass every message you have to pass. Yes, there's going to be solidarity. Yes, solidarity. But should the people be forced? Are there not people who don't believe in Kano in the southeast? There are people who don't believe in him in the southeast. Now, do you now force those people who don't believe in him to believe in him? Is it not their belief? And so, let's juggle things together. Somebody said, look at this. One comment I see here. He said, "This Biafra people should rest." Somebody, so this is that. I don't know how to continue with that, so that we don't raise unnecessary dust here. Some people just comment and they start very well, and somehow they just mess it up along the line. A lot of people don't believe in all this sit-at-home thing. A lot of people don't believe in it. Considering the fact that this part of the country, when you talk about Onitsha, Aba, and all of that, it's a business hub. And so a lot of revenues have been lost, apart from the loss of lives and properties. People just go outside there, start shooting guns, start killing people. If you are giving IPOB, if IPOB is giving Biafra today, who are the people that you want to govern? I'm sure a lot of people will run away from there. Because the same way you are forcing them to do things at the expense of their lives, the same way, that's the way you're going to govern them. So I think things should be done much better. Well, thank you very much for joining us. And I said, your comments are free, but then make them as simple and as civil as possible. Thank you very much for watching. God bless you. And of course, keep winning. And then we will see you again. Bye-bye.